Hey, we're two fat guys.
And we just watched Superman 2, the Richard Donner cut.
Oh, very pleasant. Wow. Pleasant aftertaste.
Just like the Richard Donner cut.
This film does have a pleasant aftertaste. It's pleasant everything. It's a solid movie. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, spoiler alert, when you take all the stupid forced wackiness out of this movie, it's actually pretty good. Like I thought I liked it before just because I'm like, okay,
General Zod's great.
Essentially all the stuff that Richard Donner they kept in was great, and I'm like, oh, okay, so I just remember those parts and ignored everything else.
Yeah, like there's only a couple scenes because it's been probably 15 years since I've seen Superman 2.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't totally clear on what was changed, but I distinctly remember a couple wacky scenes that were not in it.
Lois tries to kill herself like 3-4 more times.
Yeah. Man, when that happened the first time, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I think Superman should just let her go.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, she's close to finding out.
I wonder if that was new. Because they had to film that scene with him back up top one. Are you okay, Lois? So after we filmed that, I wonder if that time was new and then the Niagara Falls was the only time.
Or I wonder if they did something wackier there.
Zanier?
Yep.
The wacky thing at Zany, he's like, look, I got a pizza.
Yep, that's what they did.
Oh, that's a pretty good Christopher Reeve impression.
Yeah, so yeah, this movie is solid.
That's why Gene Hackman's great. And
oh, yeah. Especially because he's kind of plays second fiddle to Zod for a lot of the scenes, so it's kind of this, he gets to be more of the supporting character, which he does very well.
Yes.
Yeah, because I mean his Ned Betty was only in the one scene, right?
Yeah.
Like he's still in prison. The whole movie.
Stuck in prison.
He never made it out.
Nope. And that woman disappeared.
Yeah, she went to the bathroom and then I guess never came out again.
She thought it was the bathroom. It was actually a wormhole that sucked her in. She's in the Phantom.
Yeah, she's in there. We'll find that out in Supergirl.
Oh.
But yeah, so one thing we noticed, which I'm so glad we did.
One thing.
Was the lady Kryptonian had this real fascination with ripping badges off people.
Yeah.
Like
anyone had a badge, she's
like, what is this? Like, rip it off and look at it. And then we noticed, like, 2/3 of the way through the movie that she's wearing all of the badges that she ever ripped off.
And they never call attention to this. So it's like just to reward stupid fat bastards like us who sit there and notice that shit. Like, she's tearing off an awful lot of badges.
Like, I remember seeing that she had things there, but I never made the connection for a while. Because it was like, oh, yeah, some ripped on thing. Yeah, but no.
They're shooting lasers out of their eyes.
Yeah, that's totally all of the badges that she had ripped off over the course.
She does a lot, and we're kind of like, what is it? Because they mentioned like she has some unknown fascination from her past, and then we know she keeps ripping up. And we're like, damn, she keeps ripping up her badges. She hates someone who has a badge or something. And then we know she has them, so maybe she can never get a badge. She tried out to be a Kryptonian police officer, never got a badge.
No, but she really wanted. Oh, she wanted that. It's a symbol of power. So that was fantastic. Non is always good. Big guy. Because he looks the perfect amount of goofy for that character. Yeah, no words, and just breaking things. He was like walking through an office and went like diagonally through the office to get to like Perry White's specific office, and like so he's just like crashing through like walls where the doors like open next to it. And he's like, nope, this is the fastest way, like, which is pretty good.
I still love his death is just the best when he goes to fly and he's like, he just falls forward into the fog.
The murder fog.
Murder fog. What happens to the woman? Does Superman just like toss her down?
No, that's Lois Lane punches
oh yeah,
her
Lois Lane punched her and she falls.
Yep.
I was like, shit. Yeah, I remember her like being there, but Lois killed her.
Yep.
Lois killed that chick.
Lois, murderer. Also, she tried to kill Clark Kent.
Yeah, in this version, which is way better. I'm glad. No wonder I didn't remember that because that's amazing. Yeah. And that was their screen test. We found out. Apparently, yeah. There's a scene when Lois actually finds out that Clark is Superman. She fires a gun at him, and he's like, fucking. It's like if you were wrong and I was just Clark Kent, you would have killed him. It's just like with blanks, and he's like, fucking, I'm so stupid as shit. And it's just an amazing scene. And then we found out the screen test. I'm like, damn, that's a good scene to screen test on. And they both were amazing in it.
Oh yeah. You know, that also explains. I almost mentioned that, like, her hair was way lighter in that scene. Like, it was almost auburn.
She was also naked.
Well, yeah, but
which brings on like it's an odd screen test. Like I think that would be a sign you'd look for as an actress. Like, all right, we're gonna do a screen test. Let's get naked. You gotta get with his towel.
Yeah, we're gonna put the towel
for the scene. You gotta.
We're gonna do 2 takes with the towel. And then
400 takes without it. It's the studio, and you see a lot of angles. It's lighting effects.
Yeah, and the sound guys. So.
And then a bunch of the teamsters in my back are just gonna come in and watch for a bit.
Yeah. I mean, it's in their contract. They get to
We're gonna bring in the other Loises, and they're gonna help you out.
Yeah, that seems super good. Superman looked pissed.
Superman good?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would say exactly that level of good.
Oh.
He was in it.
Yeah, he looked pissed.
Yeah. So
like, she's just gonna kill Lois. Like, oh, here's my secret.
Like, and we talked about this a little for Superman 1, but I just want to say again, Christopher Reeve is great.
Yeah,
like
he nailed it.
You absolutely hit the nail on the head before when you said that we kind of take it for granted that, oh yeah, that's how Superman acts. Like that's who he is. But it all kind of came from how good Christopher Reeve
had set the tone, and he was just great at it. Like, complete posture change, and because I mean, you gotta look past the ridiculousness of like, oh, I wear glasses and part my hair on the side.
Like, I mean, you can definitely tell when he's being Clark and when he's being Superman. Mm-hmm. Aside from the glasses, it's great. Though every time Lex Luthor is on screen, I can't wait for Kevin Spacey.
Yeah,
like as great. I mean, Gene Hackman's great. But I love Kevin Spacey, and so I can't wait to watch him do all of this things that Gene Hackman.
At this point, I'm almost sad that they cast Kevin Spacey in Superman Returns, just because now he's not going to be in Man of Steel, most likely.
Mm-hmm.
It's unlikely that
maybe they might not have Lex Luthor at all, but
I mean, if it becomes a series, though, if it becomes a series, they have to have Lex Luthor because Superman. We have to do it. So and it's going to be a shame because I doubt they'll want to do that. I hope they do. Just like I hope the Amazing Spider-Man series, they're like, you know what, J.K. Simmons. They got it right the first time. There's no reason for us to dick around with it.
Yeah.
It's a completely different movie. It looks different. It sounds different. But that actor's perfect for that part.
Yeah.
And Kevin Spacey's the exact same way. Kevin Spacey nailed it. He just when you look at him, like, just from 2 seconds of looking at him, you're like, man, he knows he's better than everyone, and it just frustrates the hell out of him.
Oh, yeah.
He says, whenever when Parker Posey's talking, he's just like, fucking...
Which I thought about for this movie, too. Like, I think Lex Luthor would be a much happier person if he wasn't surrounded by idiots.
Don't surround him by anyone. You just have no one. Just talk to a hologram himself.
Or, just, if there could be anyone kind of smart that he could talk to, that'd be great. It's kind of like how Tony Stark was really relieved to be able to talk to Banner.
Yes.
And, like, I think, that's all that Lex Luthor needs. He's never had a Bruce Banner to talk to.
Oh.
So if it weren't for Avengers, Tony Stark would become a supervillain. That's what I'm saying.
That's what you say?
That's the thesis, that thought.
I see. Interesting theory. Superman 2, Richard Donner cut. Definitely watch the Richard Donner cut. Don't ever buy... I've seen the original more recently than you have.
I didn't... nothing seemed... now, granted... I was comparing 70s effects across the board, but nothing seemed to...
Yeah, nothing...
Oh, this was from an earlier thing that we filmed. Like, that's that one scene with the screen test. I thought, her hair seems really light in the scene, and I thought about it for a second and moved on.
Yeah, I didn't really think about it. I was like, it looked great. It blended well. Like, now that I know it, I could probably go back and pick a few things out, but it's well put together. It's well edited. It's a great version. There are very few things they didn't get together that they would have, just from what we've read online. And it's definitely worth doing the edit on. It's not like one of those crappy like director's cuts. Like we just added a bunch of
put all of the deleted scenes in, so it ruins the pacing of everything.
Yeah, it's not one of those. Like
Fantastic Four 2, Rise of the Silver Surfer.
Not to derail us, because we never get derailed.
Never.
Very on point with these videos. Have you seen First off, you seen Blade Runner?
No.
Okay, then never mind. Because there are like 4 different directors' ultimate cuts.
That's why I haven't seen it. Like, when I finally got the interest to see Blade Runner, I was like, okay, well, now I'll watch Blade Runner. And they're like, well, which version are you going to watch? I'm like, what are there? And they're like, oh, here's all 9 versions. And I'm like, I don't...
Yeah, because I've seen Blade Runner. I've seen the original theatrical we did for my film classes. But, because I know that one has a lot of director's cuts. And with director's cuts on film, I'm normally like, well, why didn't you make the version you originally wanted? Superman 2, the answer is they fired his ass, and they picked a way worse person to finish the movie and make up some new stuff. So this one is absolutely reason to go director's cut.
A lot of times studios will, like, after principal photography is finished, kind of get rid of the director and, like, put in their own editor and kind of do stuff. I think that's what happened with Blade Runner. Blade Runner, they took out a bunch of stuff and they added a whole bunch of, like, narrative exposition, like voiceover narration.
It was a film noir style, though, and that's sort of a call to the thing. So
yeah, apparently it was. Oh, I get this is according to the internet, like why the director's version is better is because they're like they get rid of. Well, yeah, like one of them is where they get rid of all of the voiceover narration because it's all just plot stuff. It's like saying here's what's happening in the plot right now, like.
Yeah.
And so it makes it seem less like it's being hand-fed to you.
Oh, man. We're in one of the awful screenplay parties we're going to have. One of the screenplays, that was the major problem. It was like this big historical epic. And every scene started with a voiceover of what's about to happen. And there's like every scene, like the first 20 scenes are like, and then this happened to me as a young boy. And then you watch that happen to him as a young boy. And I'm like, fucking, just let it happen, bro.
That happened a little bit in Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Oh, did you see that?
I did. I liked it. I guess.
You guess?
It was weird. That movie was exactly what I thought it was going to be. But I still don't know what that is. It had some weird. It wasn't sure, kind of like the Spirit almost, where it wasn't sure if it was how self-serious it was taking itself.
Well, see, I think the funniest thing is if it takes itself hardline serious,
which is what it did. Like it was like, okay, like let's not take this situation too seriously, but audience, now stay with me. What if we did take it seriously? This might be what it looked like. So, like, it was this weird area where it's like their intentions weren't serious, but everything they did was super serious.
That seems to me the funniest way to do it is if you
absolutely. Yeah, I think for that movie and that conceit, it was absolutely.
It's
the way
like we were talking about Dr. Strangelove earlier. That's what makes a good satire is. Like, you have to be absolutely serious in it and make it ridiculous by the audience going, wait, what now?
Yeah. Like, which I think that movie did well, but it had some, like, there were a couple scenes that weren't, like, just shot well. I think, like, the director hadn't done much. Like, I think his only big budget thing that he'd done before this was Wanted.
Yeah.
But, like, so a couple of scenes were shot awkwardly. I didn't really know what was going on. But one thing that I did notice was that a lot of scenes would start with, like, him writing a letter and therefore narrating what is like, and then I found this vampire, and then, like, cut to that scene with the vampire. Because I feel like they're like, all right, we've got these action scenes and then we have these very important plot scenes, but we don't know how to transition between them.
I see.
So it used a lot of that over, like, the voiceover dialogue. But at the same point, like, at that point, I was already bought into the movie, so it didn't, like, take me out of it, except for the fact that I was thinking about it. But
so I think you're saying is that Superman 2 with Richard Donner, that's pretty good?
Yes, that's the thesis of my statement there. That
so next up,
Stark's evil.
I was going to point out that I think Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter will get a lot of cred just from the concept. Like, I love that concept so much that it could probably be a pretty meh movie, and I would really enjoy it.
Which I wonder if that's what happened.
Yeah, which
is like, because I'm like, I walked out, I was like, that was pretty good. I wonder how much of that was just based on the premise.
Which is similar to the next film on our list, Segued, which is League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, which I love the premise. Like, the second I heard the premise of this, I was like, I am all the way on board with this. Like, you could just have cartoon doodles, and I would be all about that.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Avengers. You're like, what? You're going to take all these characters and put them together? All right, that sounds.
And I saw it, and I thought it was really great. And then I read the comic, and I thought, oh, that movie wasn't that good.
See, I haven't read the comics, so that movie's still pretty good.
I'm like, oh, this is how you're supposed to do that concept. Okay, okay, I see. Good writing. Good. Good writing in scenes. I do get the film infinite credit for. No. Next video. We'll save it for the next video.
We're going to mention Jekyll and Hyde?
No, I'm not going to talk about anything because it's going in the next video. So we will see you after League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, which we're doing tonight, right?
Yeah.
A twofer. Long time.
Yep.
Mm.